What's up, y'all? Shook here, back with another video on the Holy Paladin, doing some 3v3 arena. This footage was taken from week 2. Here's the build that I'm running in these. I cut out a little bit of fluff from the last video, and I don't know, I'm still not completely sold on the build. I did cut out Illumination, and I also tried Bliss Focus a little bit, and I didn't like either of them, so I just kept those cut out. Not much else has changed. We did get a buff to our mana after week 1, so that was pretty nice. I did get my 2 set, and it accounted for about 4% of my healing, I noticed. So it's, I mean, take that however you want to take it. It's about 4% healing boost when you get your 2 set. I don't have my 4 set yet, didn't get lucky on the vault. But yeah, let's get into these games. So first off, we have a Thug Cleave with a Survival Hunter and an Assassination Rogue. I guess one thing to note is that these games took place from 1700 to like 1950 MMR, and we got up to, or my Paladin got up to rank 80 on Holy Paladins, but since we didn't queue the rest of the week, I've dropped to like rank 115 or something like that. So not great, you know, rank 80 is not great, and rank 115 is definitely not great, but I have been queuing almost every other healer. So normally I don't do that, I usually focus on one healer, but this season I kind of wanted to just gear all my healers and not worrying about like pushing early in the season, and just more worried about like getting gear and stuff. Plus, like, MMR is super wonky right now, and man, damage is really high. Like, you'll notice in a lot of these games we just are able to, like, I don't know, like finish the game even through people's cooldowns. So right here, Demon Hunter's popping cooldowns, we're popping cooldowns. I've still got Bubble, and the Warrior just flops there. Like, we made a quick swap, and we just instantaneously deleted that Warrior. And that's going to be a theme in a lot of these games where we're going to try and make like a quick swap, and yeah, get a lot of pressure. I will say, I don't think Turbo Cleave, again, is as good as like running a spell cleave with the Holy Paladin. If you are going to heal as a Holy Paladin and you want to push really high, I would recommend, you know, running a spell cleave. It just seems to be easier for paladins to heal that. Something like a demo lock and a boomkin, or a demo lock and a mage. And so right here we're actually facing a really weird comp. I would think that this shaman would be Ellie instead of Enhance, but this was the only Enhance shaman we faced out of really both our queue sessions, last week and this week. So that was a really bad blind on my part, because the Warlock had his wall up and he had pain suppression, so we weren't going to kill through that. It would have been better for me to just wait and line up the Hodge, and then, so I did Hodge on a swap, but line up the Hodge with the blind. So right here, Marcellus pops Die by the Sword, I pop Lay on Hands. You can see there's just a lot of damage coming out overall. He's trying to summon his Tyrant, he does get it out, so you're going to see a lot more damage coming out, so I do go ahead and pop Daybreak, and I'm debating on whether I want to sack Sorgal here, but I'm just kind of trying to hold it since I do still have Trinket, but he does Holy Lock me there from a mile away, so not good. I go ahead and tell Sorgal to burrow whenever I got locked, because I was afraid I was going to get too far behind. And now you can see they're putting up a lot of pressure on both Marcellus and Sorgal. So here soon, if we didn't get the kill, I was probably going to have to, you know, bubble just to catch up. Remember, the priest can MD it. We are getting a lot of pressure on this demo Warlock. I go ahead and use Blessing of Protection, and it looks like he was actually trying to purge there, and he didn't get it. So I do have Hodge back up. He dodges it with Greater Fade, so heads up play by the priest there. That was, I should have faked it because he did it once earlier. So it's kind of like in these games versus priest, you have to see whether the priest is actually gonna play well, and if they, you know, get you with Greater Fade once, then you need to start faking it, like running at the priest and acting like you're gonna Hodge, but then don't actually Hodge. Just make them use their Greater Fade. And we have Trimmer for fear, so I'm not super worried about them fearing me, but that was kind of a blunder on my part on that one. So right here, this is what I was talking about with like making swaps. We're gonna start out on the Death Knight. The Druid's gonna get like all his hots up and we're going to swap to the warrior as soon as we can. They're putting in a lot of pressure on Sorgal. I'm going to give him the blessing, and we make the quick swap to the warrior, and you see how quickly he goes down. We also could have made a swap to the druid. You know, that's a very viable strategy as well, making those quick swaps to the druid, getting his tranquility, and then swapping back. So not a bad swap on that one. And like I said, damage is really high this season, and I assume it's only going to get higher whenever everybody gets like their 4 set and stuff like that. So I think, let's see, the next game I believe is going to be, I think the Hunter, no, it's the Shadow Priest Rogue game. So they did get the sap on me before I was able to get Tears Deliverance off, but then I just cast it right in his face and it didn't stop me. So that was really nice for us. I'm really sad that they added Blade's Edge Arena back into the map pool. This is my least favorite arena map for a number of reasons. But I do get blinded here. I go ahead and trinket the blind because they are doing a lot of damage to Sorgal. I pop Daybreak, and I'm just starting to get, you know, all my stuff up on him. I don't know why the Mistweaver is running that talent. I do get feared here, and I'm going to go ahead and try and blind the Mistweaver. I do get the blind on him. So right here, we got Cocoon and we got Trinket, I believe. Yeah, we got Trinket and Cocoon. So it's kind of a good trade for the blind. Now, next CC chain, they should be in trouble. I do go ahead and burn a bop, though. And my Omnibar was actually glitching out. So you'll notice I don't have Omnibar for this one. So the only way I can tell if they kick is if I get the precog buff. So right here, I get stunned. I go ahead and bubble because I'm just worried. Like, Sorgal was, you know, getting 100 to 0'd a lot of times in some of these matches. So I was kind of trigger happy with my bubble and with my trinket, especially if he didn't have wall or anything like that. Normally, it's better for him to burn Burrow before me burning bubble, but ended up being okay. So right here you can see like we're kind of split. I'd rather hit the priest in this scenario because now he's in between me and the DPS, and they're going to get a good chain over here. There's the Psyfiend, and I believe he's going to fear off, and I'm calling for Sorgal to trimmer me. And I think I end up walking out of range of it. So I do get back. We have Sack up, and the Rogue, I believe, has nothing left at this point, so would have been a good swap there. I do go and Hodge the Mistweaver, and it looks like the Shadow Priest swaps the Rogue, and then we still just are able to kill through swap. And he actually, like, when the Shadow Priest swapped the Rogue, he went ahead and monk bubbled the Shadow Priest. But so not a terrible game, an interesting comp, and I think that would be a lot stronger if their Mistweaver was a Fist Weaver. Here's another interesting comp. We didn't see many. I think this was the only Augmentation evoker we saw, and he was playing with a Survival Hunter. So I think if you're going to play Augmentation right now, you have to have gotten lucky, got your 4 set, and I think you have to play with the Demon Hunter. I think it's just best to play with the Demon Hunter. Not that Survival is not doing good damage, but it's just not, I don't know. There's so many oppressive classes right now that I'm not even sure if it's possible. So I'll go ahead and sack here just because I'm scared he's going to fear, and it breaks immediately from the Hand of Sacrifice damage. And I'm just sitting here trying to top him, so I didn't have sack for that trap. I go ahead and bubble just because, I mean, I'm using it as kind of a trinket. I don't want to get interrupted, which is why I chose bubble over trinket there. So we did get a lot of pressure, but now I don't have bubble. I do still have my trinket available, so that's probably going to be, you know, next trap if we can't ground it or do something about it. And it looks like we are now chasing down the Augmentation, but we want to make a swap to this Hunter. So I do go ahead and trinket this trap, and I'm just trying to Hodge the Hunter. He swaps the Hunter, and they're doing a ton of damage to Sorgal. We have 6 seconds left on sack, so that's going to be kind of another trinket for us, essentially. I'm going to have to predict to the next CC and just sack Sorgal, and I really need to cast Tears Deliverance here, but we do have blind available, so I go ahead and blind the priest, and they're all kind of low. He's starting to cast Nullifying Shroud, and it looks, oh nope, he saved him at the last minute. So right here I do sack this trap, but it's frozen. So basically if they're running Diamond Ice and I'm running Ultimate Sacrifice, I'm giving Sorgal an immunity because I'm not taking the damage. This is their big go right here, and we get super close to taking down the dragon, but it's not quite enough. He casts ultimate penitence. I am able to pick him up, so it's getting super sketchy here. I go ahead and burn lay on hands. Really don't have anything left, so I don't have anything for this trap, and I think I'm telling him to burrow. Yeah, there comes the burrow, and we did overlap intervene with that burrow, but that's okay because I have seen Sorgal actually die while he's in burrow from like bleeds and all kinds of random stuff. So right here the hunter has nothing left, priest has nothing left, and we do take down the hunter. So really an interesting comp that these guys were running, and they made it super close. So that is it for these games. I hope you guys enjoyed these. I'm gonna try and post some solo shuffle content soon, and yeah, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.